Welcome to our Divine Origin Forum. Tonight's topic is liberation. Please remain muted as we start with an opening prayer. We call the benevolent beings of light, archangels, and ascended masters to guide and inspire us during this forum. Our forum's vision is to bring the understanding, tools, discipline, and support for those seeking to enter the straight and narrow path, the road less traveled, that will lead us along effectively and steadily through the ascension process. Integration of the human experience with our divine origin is moving us full circle to achieve our divine potential. So be it. We thank you for answering the call from on high to attend the forum. Let us join our hearts and minds in preparation to receive the blessings offered. We ask you to please release your day from your mind and center yourself. Breathe in deeply and release. Breathe in deeply and release. Take one last deep breath in and release. Relax the tension in your body and your mind. Now bring your full attention to the forum. Be fully present in order to receive the full and fully retain the discourse gifts. John, can you please record the quote?
Prayer is talking to the universe. Meditation is listening to it. Prayer and meditation has profound benefits to the human body and soul, proven for decades through real science by brilliant humans with open hearts. And that's all I wanted to read on that. Everybody does constant talking to God and the universe. But do we get still after we do our prayer and allow the universe to respond? In the silence that you're allowing while you're still in this state where you were praying is when the universe starts action towards moving that prayer into manifestation. Just remember that. Don't just keep talking. Be still and know that God is listening. Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara. John, this is not recorded, and can you please start our video?
Really take some notes. It's very interesting.
Barbara, can you please begin your discourse?
Thank you. Liberation. The reason that we're here is to come to understand what was being spoken about in the video. When you really look at things in the light that was shining on us during this video, we start to question things that seemed like it was okay the way it was. But for most people in my circle, we really have questioned a lot of what we've been told, what we have seen that wasn't lining up with what we were told. Questioning didn't come very easily if you're in the Catholic zone, because if you ask questions, you were told that you weren't supposed to. As I've described before, I was punished for asking too many questions. And yet I kept asking them because things didn't make sense to me. But why would I feel that way? I didn't know why. It just didn't add up. and I wanted some answers, and I thought I could get it from clergy, but it wasn't coming from clergy. It wasn't coming from nuns. It wasn't coming from anybody in the religious community. Hmm. And so I said to myself, where do I get answers to these questions? Why is the world acting like it does? And why do I feel the way I do? Why do I act like I do when I'm challenged with something that doesn't make sense to me? It's because the inner knowing is within you. It's within all of us. Something wasn't adding up. And we started to wonder. We started to question. Some of us walked away from mainstream religion. It's not that we don't love God. We love God completely and utterly. It's because what was being said to us no longer felt good. And for those that still go to religious services, that's fine. If it brings you joy and you feel comfortable, please continue to do what makes you feel good. For most people that I speak to, they say they love the fellowship. They love that. They love the music. They love coming together and sometimes even get a sermon that blows their mind. And that's true. Wherever you're led, whatever your heart tells you you should be, go, go, learn, see what's there for you, see what people have to say, see if there's other people that question things like you do. The wonderful part of all of this liberation, is what we're giving ourselves. We're liberated from having to do what we're told is the way, when in our hearts we know there's another way. When you study certain old texts, or uh, especially the Ethiopian Bible, which has the Gospel of Thomas in it, it makes you shake your head in wonder how it could be so different. When you read the Aramaic Bible, it doesn't talk like the regular Bible that I have from church or when I became a minister. It was different. The way it was worded made more sense to me, or it opened up more questions, but I was able to find the answers in the text. You just have to be patient. Everything is revealed to you from inside. Everything. You just have to wait it out. You ask the question and have the faith that you will find the answer. Not just the known answer that everybody accepts. It'll be what you're looking for. And that's the story of my life. Ask and you shall receive was the answer to my life. Sometimes I would get answers that did not add up. And I would say, Then I would keep asking the question, and other information would come to me. Some of it inspiration, some of it someone would be sent to me. And in that day, I got an answer. It just, I celebrated that day. I celebrate every day. But those days when my answers that have been forever, I mean, since I was little, asking the same questions inside my prayer, please, I'd ask, please explain this to me. Show me what you want me to see, what I'm supposed to know. Until it all happened, slowly but surely being led in the direction that was answering my questions, making me feel good, that it was good that I asked those questions, that I never gave up. I had the tenacity to keep going. And then I ended up meeting people very high up in the different sects of in India and in even Africa. Everywhere I went, there were what I call holy people. It doesn't mean they wore a robe or was leading some kind of church. It was people with the wisdom. And I found them all over the world, and I found them here in America. And the more that I had answers, the more questions that came up. But I've never, ever given up in getting the answers that I knew in my heart was the truth. And the truth sets you free. And that's when you're liberated. You're liberated from the matrix that was here to push us into this direction. It seems like it was here to torture us, but we were struggling because we were fighting it. We were in fear. And all we did was run constantly. And then we got caught up in the matrix, and we have to be famous, or we have to make money, or we have to get educated to the ends of the earth. Let me tell you, everything you did led you up to be the person you are today. And I say, God bless you that you did. Every experience that we call good and we call bad, every part of it was for you to be the person you are today. And I'm sure you still have questions, and so do I. And the more that I learn, and the more that I accept what I know is the truth, the more real this world is becoming for me, and it will for each one of us. Because the world changes according to what? What we believe and what we know, what we learn, what we experience. All of it brings us wisdom. And that wisdom is priceless. It's our treasure. It's our treasure for eternity. And that's what our soul registers and collects. Our souls are just learned everything through the personalities that we took on as we came into bodies on this earth and in other places. And slowly but surely, we're learning how to use energy in the most perfect way. And it's based on love, because now we can love in a way that we couldn't before. We had too much fear in us, too much remembrance of all the pain and suffering. And people get very bitter. That's where I come in. God sends people to me who have given up on the belief that they can be in a state of love and survive this world. You can not only survive, you will thrive, because your world will change, constantly evolving, constantly bringing you new faces, new experiences. It is this never-ending, incredible journey. It's all written for you. A lot of us fight what's written. We don't want to go there. We don't want to experience that again. We don't want to hear it. We're done with all the pain. Well, we're not done with the pain until we give up the energy that is vibrating at the frequency that's bringing us pain. Your body does not want that in you anymore. It's struggling between the changes physically and spiritually versus the emotional and mental state of most people. And as we surrender on a daily basis to allow our life to play out, that's when we get somewhere. That's when we start to see with the eyes that truly see and hear with the ears that truly hear. You become so wise, so clear. You hear between the words. You see a pretty face and it's saying all the right things, but you hear in between those words. Why? because your sensory system has awakened and you're feeling the actual frequency that they're working at. You'll know a lie in 3.5 seconds when it's being given to you. And it's kind of embarrassing because I start to smile because I know what they're really saying and trying to do. And they get so frustrated, salesmen and other people. What happened at our HOA meeting where this one guy and I just couldn't stop grinning from ear to ear because it was so obvious to me, and I revealed it. I got it in the minutes exactly what was going on, and some people were nodding because they got it too. A lot of people up here are very sensitive to energy, and they're realizing it's not just what people say. We can't be that naive. We've got to really feel and listen to what's going on. And what I do if I am confused on what's being said, I know something's not right. Because when someone's speaking from their heart, everybody can feel it and understand it, and it touches you deeply and emotionally. When somebody's talking from here, and no heart involved, boy, you can feel that too. It hits you in a whole different area of your body. People think when they become spiritual, they're supposed to be angelic and just so sweet all the time and so good. And oh, it's okay if people treat me bad. I forgive them. Yeah, no, that's not really what happens. What happens is you can stand your ground. You can say the truth and be okay with it. However, it's in the delivery where it becomes something very pleasant or becomes something that can be very uncomfortable. But you are the most powerful person that ever walked the earth when you come into your divinity. And that's exactly what we're talking about here. The liberation from your personality that was limited based on the ego, fear, anger, memory of pain, all of that, versus this incredible intelligence that is opened up for you to use, for you to really move in this world. People say the world is a horrible place to be. And there's times when I will agree with that. But the things that are happening to people that are horrible is them actually have written that into their script so that they could pay off karma that they knew that they had to unload from themselves. In the Bible, it says we have to pay to the tittle. I didn't know what that word meant. It meant actually every ounce of energy that we misused, we have to clear and cleanse. That's what it is. So we have people come to us that we've contracted with and said, listen, on June 3rd, I want you to come. I'll meet you at the market and we're going to take care of this. You're going to open my eyes to something I did a long time ago. And then I'm going to take care of it all by myself. Not beat up the messenger, not even beat up myself. And just get rid of that energy. Own it for just long enough to let it go. To identify, yep, I did it. That's okay. And I can move through it. Until I got real, I suffered. I suffered. I was so angry all the time because everybody was so mean. I thought I was so nice. I am at my core. I am. However, there was energy that was still there that drew these people to me so that I could take care of business. It is so important to understand this on the deepest levels of your being. It isn't that I'm asking you to learn anything new. This is practical way that a master becomes a master. You are already a master. You are already this incredible divine being. Now we got to start acting like it. We have to own it. We have to believe it. And that is the liberation. That is freeing you from the story that you told yourself. Well, I didn't get enough education, so I didn't do a really good job. I didn't get a good job and I didn't make enough money. Does that define you? Don't ever let anything like that define you. Everybody that you were with, you touched in the way that you were meant to. Sometimes we play the agitator. Oh boy. Other times we play the person that's there for people. It just is the way it is. I play the agitator without even trying. I don't do it to be the agitator. I just do what I believe is at the moment to be what I need to say and do. I don't get angry. There's nothing to get angry about. Yeah, except at the HOA meetings. Then I get angry because stupidity is running the show. And here I am telling them what'll work, and they don't listen. Sometimes we do that too. And that's the holy moment when we're purging. We go off and purge it and don't hold it. Don't hang on to it because it eats you up. Everybody else goes off and does what they do. And there we are stewing about things that we don't need to carry with us. You think you get to the point where you don't purge anymore? P.S. Yes, you will. You will. But you'll invite it then. You won't regret it. In fact, you'll see how your life has changed because you let go of all the baggage. And what a difference it is. You see through different filters. In fact, eventually you don't have filters and you'll see the real world that's here, that's been around us all the time, but we couldn't see it. When you walk through life and all you see is the garbage on the ground that people so carelessly throw, and where you only see the degradation and the hate, and that's because you're not done. Some of it's just grief that you have to witness this. Other times there was things that you knew you could have done, but you didn't. So there's all different reasons why we see things on certain days. And then we'll have days where everything is beautiful. The sunset in the evening, the sunrise in the morning, the birds are singing, the trees are blowing in the breeze. Those are good days too. Those are rest days. And I invite them as well. But if you hope and pray and ask God to help you to be free, to be liberated from this matrix, God responds and sends exactly what you need. It's already lined up and ready. And a lot of times it's right in front of us, but we close our eyes and walk the other way. Everybody and everything is a reflection of some part or some energy that's living inside you. Everything. So when someone tells me that so-and-so came into their life that day and drove them absolutely insane and was carrying on and doing this, that, and the other thing, I say to myself, boy, what an opportunity they were given today to see that part of them that they don't act out anymore. Yeah. Yes. You want to draw the most beautiful people in the world to you? Do your inner work. And you won't need the agitators to come in, not on a regular basis. But when they do come in later on, when you're really working this, and I know some of you really are working very hard, what happens is even if an agitator comes, you don't get angry. You feel grateful. There I am. I'm having an argument with myself. Yeah. There's nothing to fight about. Nothing. There's just you witnessing. It's such a pleasant way to live your life. You're still involved. You're still doing things and involved in situations, but it's in a different way. You're free. And that freedom is precious. People think that you have to be in a certain condition to be free. I have a friend who was counseling in prisons, and not you, Lauren, somebody else. And he had said to me, I want to save them from themselves, but they don't care to listen. They don't feel that anybody really believes in what, in what they did or didn't do. And I said, well, all you have to do is just say the truth that you feel could help them, whether they take it or not. And just when you do your prayers, send them lots of light and love, because they are where they are. And others have actually come to terms with themselves, and they're still behind bars, but they're free. They have freed themselves from what was said that they could never be in society anymore. And they come to such peace inside themselves. And I'm sure Loring has met some of them as well. And the beautiful soul that was there, he actually was crying. He's 6 foot, maybe 6'4", big, strong guy, and tears were coming down his face because he just felt that no matter how hard he tried, he wasn't helping anybody, but he was. He was. And it gave him a whole new light on being in the prisons and doing the work that he was doing. You do this on a daily basis when you're with somebody that you love that's going through something. You say the right words, they just come to you. You don't know where the heck it came from. In fact, you surprise yourself. Did I just say that? It's so beautiful. You're actually counselors, but you're also there for them to help you. Because when you see what you see in them, somebody else may not see the same thing because it isn't their stuff, and they don't need to recognize, let's say, that what we call the dark side. They won't see that. They will see something else. That's why I never give advice. Oh, don't go near her. She is really, bad news. And then you say, I've had a couple of experiences with her and she's as nice as gold. It's because we don't have the same karma. We don't have the same circumstances. We don't have the same energy tugging us together. One is for one reason and one is for another. So take life in a very beautiful, easy way. Don't knock yourself out trying to figure everybody out, ladies and gentlemen. Try to figure yourself out. Whatever you see outside you is yours too. Even if you've never remembered doing what you're witnessing, somehow the energy is the same. So I'm going to close here. We'll go into the song and then segment 2, and I'll come back with a closing statement. I'd like to invite anybody that's watching this on YouTube to please come and join us. All you have to do is send me an email and I'll get you right on. Okay. And our website is ourdivineorigin.com, and the YouTube channel is Our Divine Origin. Thank you so much and God bless you. Robin?
John, this is not recorded. And can you please play the song and then we'll have Barbara's comment.
Believe in Yourself was the song. If you don't believe in yourself, do you think anyone outside you is going to believe in you? Is going to trust you? You have to trust yourself Everything that you expect from outside you, from other people, from other circumstances, you first have to do yourself, to yourself, for yourself. So once you believe in yourself, believe in who you really are, believe in your strength and power comes from God, that your heart is filled with love, and that what you do for the right reasons. Then others will see you that way. But you must be consistent. You can't be like that sometimes, and then other times be someone else. Be the authentic you, the love of God in action. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. I missed your page, Barb. Where are you? Okay, Barb, now can we have your closing statement? They wouldn't separate.
Okay. Are we recording? Okay. Tonight's topic was liberation. And we talked during segment 2 as a group about really the different experiences that each of us have had that were actually willing to speak about it, of what really liberation is for the individual. For some people, it's just to be um, outside of any kind of control mechanism. In some cases, it's having to listen to the rules of other people in your life. For some people, it's a religious institution that they feel that they've really want to go in another direction, more spiritual, and using their own ideas of what they would like to learn and express and experience. In other cases, it is just to change your lifestyle completely. Liberate yourself from, I have to do this and I have to be this person and I have to do things the way that I'm told to do it. For me, liberation is being authentic, that I can actually be me, say what I need to say what I mean and mean what I say, instead of dancing the dance that we all play, depending on who we're with and what our role is at that moment with that person. Being authentic is such a freedom, because no longer do you have to dance, you see, and you can just be there and be you, say actually things that you would never have suggested or said, because we're always dancing around other people's ideas of what we're allowed to say to each other. When you come from a place of love, when you stop playing the game, when you are willing to take on the magnificence of your truth, not just truth from the mind or what you read, truth of your heart, the things that mean so much to you, the things that you look at and say, this is so important to me, and I will do everything I can to make sure that I hold true to myself, and that I will find the right moment to say what I need to say to people who are not ready to hear, that I can rest and not worry that I didn't do something I was supposed to do. Because again, that's not being liberated. You're always doubting yourself. You don't believe in yourself. Like the song said, believe in yourself. Nobody else will believe in you until you do. Liberation is a freedom that is forever yours, forever, for eternity. You are no longer this partial divinity. You're no longer this personality only. You're no longer at the mercy of other people's ideas of how you should live. And you are literally liberated from the system. The system can only control you, meaning the matrix of the world, if you allow it, if you fall for it. And the only way you fall for it is in fear. If you're afraid, then you will do things that you wouldn't normally do. Be fearless. Don't be careless. Be fearless. And know that you've got everything you need. You have all the information that you could ever desire, always being given to you. And spend time in the silence, even if it's just for a little while each day, or twice a day, a little tiny bit of your day, just to breathe and allow everything to be downloaded into your mind so that you're consciously aware of the guidance you're getting. And when you can look at somebody that's hurt you in the past and love them by being kind and gentle when they were never like that with you, that's God speaking and acting. That's the God in you that could forgive. That's the God in you that you want to be. The Holy Trinity is your soul that's learning everything that the personality has brought, which is the second part. And the third part, that is, Jesus said, I will send a comforter to you. And that's this Holy Spirit that's there with you. It's a little twist on what we were talking about before. And that is always there guiding you. I figure it's a Christ energy that is guiding us towards this perfection. That's how I look at it. Because when I allow that, when I give permission for that, from that to come through, that's when I hear myself say things that are beautiful and holy in my heart and mind, that I don't have to practice anything of the world to be this holy being, because that's who we all are. We are this already. And certain organizations are set up to help us become more of that. And others are to kind of dictate how we should live our life. Eventually, you are responsible enough, because a lot of us were brought up on a religious background, which taught us to be good because God's watching and we better be good. But we did it out of fear. We didn't really do it because we were so good. And when we did things bad, the guilt and shame really would build inside us and make us miserable. So the freedom and the liberation that we're talking about tonight is letting it all go. Just let it all go. That isn't you. It isn't your real history. Your history is so long and unbelievably complex. This one lifetime is just a place and time, very, very small amount of the totality of who you are. However, every moment counts. What you think, what you feel, what you say, and what you do, because that is going out into your world. And if whatever frequency it was at is going to come back, if it was a frequency of love, whoo, is that going to feel good? If it was a frequency where we were in judgment or fear, that also will come back to you. Why does it come back? Because you sent it out there as misqualified energy, and now you need to purify it. And that is that you take responsibility that you did it, and without beating yourself up, you cleanse it. You feel, I'm sorry I did it kind of thing. And that's how I would deal with it. I don't want to hurt anybody. It's a horrible feeling that I would hurt somebody. And so I would immediately say, I don't ever want to do that again. Now, even if I interact with someone and I'm not the one doing it and I'm witnessing it with other people doing it, or I'm witnessing it coming at me, which I thank God is not the case. But if it is happening, I still own it. That frequency is moving through me somewhere in a cell, somewhere that I'm not aware of. And because I do not want to be like that anymore, I will do my inner work. Sometimes it's just a realization that I will never do it. Other times, if it's really something that I've have some energy in there that's got to come out, I will emotionally release it. But I'm telling you, liberating yourself from all of the false life that we've lived, and false meaning that it wasn't based on your actual divinity. It was part of the cleansing process. It was part of the payback. It was part of you growing and understanding the use of energy. Because P.S., everything is energy. Everything. When you unfocus your eyes, you'll see everything shimmering in front of you. It keeps happening to me now. I see the tree shimmering as if it's not solid. I can look at the wall in my room while I'm in that state, and everything is moving. Everything is like a shimmering motion. At first it freaked me out, but now I realize I'm being shown that nothing is solidified, really. In truth, everything is energy. And we can affect that through our thoughts because God is animating us, and the word of God has great power to it. So you're manifesting everything that happens in your life. It isn't that somebody is doing this to you. So remember this. It's very, very important. And then you'll never think of yourself as a victim again. It's very good to know this. And it's very good to live this way. Live through your hearts. You're not a doormat, and you won't take any guff, I'll tell you, because the more light you have in you, the more you'll act like Jesus when he was turning the tables over at the temple, because he wasn't going to put up with that nonsense. And neither will you put up with nonsense in your life. And don't turn over tables, but you know what I mean. You're going to speak the truth. And that's the most beautiful part of it. And you feel good about it, and people actually accept it only if you've done this yourself. Whatever you expect from another, boy, you better have done it first, or they'll slam it back at you so fast and so hard. And that's how you know, uh-oh, I thought I was so clean, but right now I'm not. So from God's lips to your ears, I speak to you tonight. And I pray for you to have a magnificent week. It's a very volatile time in the history of the planet. However, it's all leading to the most exquisite life that you've been waiting to have on Earth. So with those words, I close this evening with all my love. And please stay, those that are on, and even those that are listening on YouTube, please do the prayer. It is so helpful for the builders of form and the elementals to keep taking our words and making it manifest. So be it. And so it is.
Thank you, Barbara. I will read our closing prayer. Please remain muted. We are deeply grateful for this forum. We thank those in attendance for your attention, for your wonderful questions, comments, and stories that touched our hearts and opened our minds to new possibilities. Our collective energy has filled this forum with light and love for each other. We are so grateful that each of us brings guides and angelic beings to the forum, raising the frequency ever higher. We are grateful for the assistance, inspiration, and guidance from the benevolent beings overseeing the forum. Know we are all deeply loved and richly blessed. So be it. We invite all of you to remain for a 10-minute prayer before saying goodnight to each other. We will be closing the evening with the planetary prayer as our collective call for the light to bless every kingdom upon the earth, to create a new heaven and a new earth. The words are on the screen to help you recite this beautiful prayer. John, can you please start the planetary visualization video?
So let's sit nice and tall in our seats, our feet on the ground. Straighten up your spine. Let that light be able to move nicely through your body. Feel your feet on the floor. Call up that light into your feet, up your legs, the trunk of your body, your arms, hands, up your neck and in your head as it loops back down into the earth, through your body, out the soles of your feet in a continuous flow. Let's begin setting everything into motion. I call for the divine Christ radiance to surround me, hermetically sealing around me. Nothing but love can penetrate this seal of divine light. I call for the divine light to enter my crown directly from source, moving through every atom, molecule, cell, and energy within my body and fields. The flow of divine light moves through my body into the earth, out through the soles of my feet, continuing in a steady flow and building in potency. I ask my higher self to connect my heart with the other prayer warriors all over the world, to create a unified effort as one mind, one heart, one intent. I call to the benevolent beings of light for their assistance. I ask my higher self to add power to the words of this planetary visualization. Now let us rest in the divine light, concentrating on our breath and on the light flowing. Let it clear your mind, breathing in the divine light and hold it. Now breathe out the divine light. Breathing in the divine light, hold it. Now breathe out the divine light. One last time, breathing in the divine light, hold it. Now breathe out all the divine light. Extending your arms, turn the palms of your hands to face each other, about a foot apart. Visualize the earth and her atmosphere between your hands. The light will begin to flow into your hands and into the earth and her atmosphere. You'll feel it flowing. let us call in the divine light. I am calling the violet ray as violet fire to flow directly from source into the Earth's atmosphere, penetrating into the Earth's surface all the way through to the core in a steady flow. I am calling the divine Christ radiance to move through my body, out through my hands and heart. The divine light is pouring into the Earth's atmosphere, penetrating the surface and continuing to the center of the planet in a steady flow, blessing the Earth in divine light. Now let us direct the divine light with authority. I am directing the divine light into the planetary grid lines, the electronic grid and meridian lines surrounding the Earth, the ley lines crisscrossing the Earth, repairing and charging these lines as the divine light moves in a continuous flow. I am directing the divine light to penetrate the kingdoms represented on Earth and all life within each kingdom, the elemental, plant and food chain, the animal kingdom, human kingdom, angelic kingdom, and all kingdoms known and unknown. I am directing the divine light to penetrate the dimensions of the Earth, penetrating these dimensions and all life within each dimension. I am directing the divine light to penetrate the waters of the Earth, on the surface, under the surface, in the atmosphere, and all life within these waters, purifying the water as God intended in the beginning. I am directing the divine light to penetrate all land masses, the continents and islands of land upon the Earth's surface, and all life living upon the surface and under the surface. I am directing the divine light to penetrate the cities, towns, and communities upon the land, and all life living within inhabited locations on the Earth. I am directing divine light to penetrate all of humanity on Earth, every man, woman, and child incarnated on Earth, lifting them in the light, awakening and ascending ever higher as divine source intended from the beginning. I am directing the divine light to penetrate all species of animals on the land, flying in the sky, all organisms and elementals on the surface and beneath the surface of the Earth. I am visualizing the benevolent beings of light upon the Earth, assisting all humanity, showing us the way, guiding us, assisting those awakened, and embracing those just awakening, leading humanity to a higher reality and to bring the concepts of a higher order of divine love for yourself and others. Now breathing deeply, taking in the entire picture of all that you have visualized, marveling as you help create a new heaven and a new earth, filled with divine light, as divine source intended from the beginning. Let us express our gratitude. I am thanking the benevolent beings of light for their assistance and guidance. I thank my higher self for giving power to my words, manifesting my divine vision. I thank the divine light for its steady flow of purity to all creation. I thank Mother Earth for providing all of our needs from her abundance and beauty. I thank the angels in every color of the rainbow for their daily assistance and blessings. And I thank our divine source for all of creation. Concentrating on your hands as that light is pouring into the earth. And now place your hands upon your heart and feel the divine flow of light, giving thanks for being of service to our divine source. Now rest your arms, press your feet to the floor, become aware of your surroundings. And when you are feeling ready, open your eyes and return fully present. This visualization and directives of light is to co-create and manifest the transformation of our planet, giving back to her for all she offers to us. This is God's plan for this planet and all life upon her. So be it, and so it is. Amen and amen. You can have a copy of this visualization and a prayer to cleanse the earth. Visit our website, ourdivineorigin.com. Thank you.
John, you can stop the recording for the night and return the host back to Barbara.